Welcome to PVT Express News. Subscribe to the channel and don't miss the hottest news of the day. Our news today includes the following content. You're More Beautiful Than the Stars Episode 1-3 Preview. Han Ting is a true romance CEO. In You're More Beautiful Than the Stars Episode 1-3, Han Ting, xukai, holds an umbrella and walks up to Ji Xing, tansongyun, and gently says a short sentence that touches the heart. In You're More Beautiful Than the Stars Episode 1, Ji Xing, tansongyun, accidentally meets Han Ting, xukai, again at a product introduction, where Han Ting is an investor. As soon as she sees Han Ting, Ji Xing immediately recognizes him, but CEO Han seems to not know her. So it's him. Doesn't he recognize me? Or is he pretending not to know me because he's a big boss? Ji Xing thought to himself after looking up Han Ting's information. At the same time, General Manager Tang of Guanghua Company is chatting with him about Ji Xing. How is it? Xiaobai, is it getting more and more similar to what you told me when you were in Germany? She asked Han Ting. Han Ting happened to open the information page about Ji Xing. More interesting than expected, he replied to General Manager Tang. Ji Xing couldn't help but be surprised to see Han Ting again, but he acted as if he didn't know her. Ji Xing couldn't help but be surprised to see Han Ting again, but he acted as if he didn't know her. Very quickly after that, Ji Xing met Han Ting again at the banquet to welcome General Manager Zhao. Ji Xing was a bit stunned when she saw Han Ting, while he still maintained a calm expression as she was pushed by General Manager Tang to sit next to General Manager Zhao. After a while, Han Ting seemed to feel annoyed when General Manager Zhao suddenly hugged Ji Xing, so he found an excuse to go out. Is letting your company's employees come to greet customers like this your way of getting promoted? Han Ting asked Director Tang, who had just followed him out. Tonight's party was organized by everyone to make little Zhao Zong happy. Zheng Zong smiled lightly and replied, seemingly secretly reminding Han Ting. When Han Ting returned to the party, Ji Xing left. He passed her coldly. You've worked hard tonight. Then you go home first, Zheng Zong said to Ji Xing, before returning to the banquet room. Han Ting's expression when he saw Ji Xing coming to the party. You're More Beautiful Than the Stars Episode 2 opens with Ji crossing complaining about Han Ting to her best friend. I came back from Germany and am now a high-ranking leader. You're really great. But is it embarrassing to admit that you know me? She said. Her best friend heard Ji Xing talk for a long time and turned to ask with an excited expression, you two don't have that kind of thought towards each other? Zhao Zong innocently reached out to hug Ji Xing, making Han Ting feel very uncomfortable. In another development, Han Ting, although he pretended not to know Ji Xing, still kept her old phone number. Did you really change your number? He thought as he compared the phone number on the piece of paper with the number saved in his phone. At the product launch of Guanghua Company, Han Ting took the initiative to talk to Ji Xing. What are you doing here? Don't you like the atmosphere inside? Although they knew each other, Ji Xing was not in a hurry to acknowledge the acquaintance, but only smiled and asked back, why is President Han here? Don't you like the atmosphere inside too? Just as Han Ting was about to explain something, President Tang stepped forward and interrupted the conversation between the two. Not long after the two separated, Ji Xing was suddenly harassed by a big boss right in the banquet hall. Without fear of hiding, Ji Xing bravely exposed the man's harassment. Not willing to let the bad guy go, Ji Xing immediately exposed the boss's actions. Seeing him aggressively wanting to leave, she did not hesitate to go forward and hold him, but was pushed to the ground by him. The incident was later reported to the police. Unfortunately, from the camera's angle, it was impossible to determine exactly whether the boss acted as Ji Xing described. Ji Xing insisted that she was molested by the big boss, while he insisted that he was falsely accused, and even wanted to sue her for defamation and damage to his reputation. The boss's actions made Ji Xing extremely indignant. The resentment in Ji Xing's heart grew even greater when she had to face gossip from her colleagues the next day at work, and was completely isolated. I was the one who was molested, why does it seem like I'm the one at fault? She angrily said to a colleague. The camera did not capture the man's actions in detail. He loudly said that he was falsely accused and wanted to xukai Tin. You're More Beautiful Than the Stars Episode 3 preview revealed that some colleagues even dragged Tang Tong into the discussion, saying that they originally thought that Tang Tong and Han Tong were a couple. Tang Tong heard these words, and it seemed that Ji Tin and Han Ting's past from many years ago was also dug up by her. What will Tang Tong do to deal with Ji Xing? In another development, Ji Xing texted a friend to thank her for helping her. Only then did she discover that the account she had been chatting with for the past few days unexpectedly belonged to Han Ting. After being harassed, Ji Xing faced strange looks and gossip from her colleagues. Next, Ji Xing was sitting huddled at the bus stop in the pouring rain when a car stopped in front of her. Han Ting then got out with an umbrella and said, "I'll take you home." "It's been 10 years, you haven't changed at all," Han Ting said to Ji Xing when the two got into the car. His words surprised Ji Xing because she thought he didn't recognize her. Ji Xing was waiting for the bus alone in the pouring rain when Han Ting suddenly appeared in front of her. Han Ting and Ji Xing had shared many beautiful memories together. What do you think about this? This concludes our news section. Welcome to leave your thoughts in the comments area. Let's discuss it together. Welcome. Don't forget to give me a like and follow. Thank for all.